Hi everyone, Matt Watson here from CarWow. So I am sat in the new BMW M2 CS. Next to me is a Mercedes AMG A45S, and next to that, an Audi RS3 Sportback, and of course we're going to have a drag race. So let me tell you about this car. It is the most exciting M car for a long time as far as I'm concerned. You've basically got an M2, which I love, and they've only gone and stuck the engine from the M4 competition in it. So it's got 450 horsepower and 550 newton meters of torque. This one has a 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox. It's got loads of other upgrades as well. You've got carbon fibre bonnet, carbon fibre roof, some special wheels. It's all rather lovely. It's blooming expensive. £75,000 for this car with the automatic gearbox. Actually, this one with options, because it's got the carbon ceramic brakes. 83 grand for an M2. What on earth? Is it made out of gold? What's going on? Some other facts on this car. It weighs in at 1,572 kilos, and of course, being a BMW, it's rear-wheel drive. That Mercedes, it's a lot cheaper. Whoever thought that a £57,000 hot hatch was going to be ever described as being cheaper? But it is. There you go. It's also got a smaller engine, a 2-litre turbo rather than the 3-litre twin turbo on this car. Still pumps out a lot of power though. 421 horsepower and 500 newton meters of torque. It drives all 4 wheels though for an 8-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox. It's a bit heavier than this. It's 1,630 kilos. That is a blooming fast car. Now moving on to the RS3, you see, got a bit of a story to tell with that car. The RS3 isn't on sale anymore, so that one is actually a 2016 car. It's been lent to us by a viewer. So that car cost you £32,000 if you bought it now, and he's had some things done to it. He spent £2 grand on a tune, intercooler, intake, a gearbox remap and an engine remap, and the engine now puts out 450 horsepower, so the same as this car. Yeah, it has 750 newton meters of torque, which is a lot of torque, more torque than even I've got. Ha 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 ha. Now, it's got a 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox, 4-wheel drive of course, and a beautiful sounding 2.5 litre 5-cylinder turbo. Speaking of which, let's do the obligatory sound check. So Audi RS3, can you rev your engine a bit please mate, so we can just enjoy its tone. That is super loud. Part of the reason for that though is the fact that it's got the Audi sports exhaust fitted to it, but it's had a decat, and of course being a 2016 model there is no petrol particulate filter to mute the noise either. Let's have a listen to the Mercedes. Can I just double check that the Mercedes was in sports mode?
Yeah, it's in race. I've got the sports exhaust on. Didn't sound great, did it?
I think the man summed that up perfectly. If it did my car. I love the fact that BMWs let you rev all the way up. Oh yeah, when you're stationary. No soft limiter. Oh, lush. No, we need to get on with the race, don't we? Now, before we do though, please make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to turn the notifications on so you're alerted when we make a new upload. That way you will not miss any of these awesome drag races. And if you want to see me review some kind of older cars on my own very cars, then check out my own YouTube channel at Matt Watson Cars. If you click on the pop-out banner, actually, you can go there to check it out and subscribe there as well. Okay, let's do this.
Buying a new car? Head to CarWow to get offers from the UK's top dealers. carwow.co.uk, the car buying comparison site.
You may be thinking, wait a minute, this is not fair. You've got a tuned Audi RS3 against 2 stock cars. Well, we've raced the RS3 against the A45 already, and the A45 just beats it over and over again. So we wanted to give the Mercedes some stiffer competition. That's why the tune car's there. Now, before we race, we're going to do the obligatory warming up of the tyres. So let's start off with the Audi. Go on then, Audi, warm up your tyres and try to slide if you can. Oh yes, that's definitely getting the outside front tyre warm. That's it. It's given up already. However, that Mercedes has a very clever drift mode where it can somehow slide even though it's a 4-wheel drive car with a front-wheel drive bias. But watch this. That is awesome. All right, stop it. Stop it. It's my turn. Yeah, he'll do it. I freaking love BMWs for this. Oh, right, I'm going to win this for shiz. I'm at a slight disadvantage here because BMW's launch control system only works when the stability control is completely off, which means that the wheels will spin up. I don't have any help at all. Now, I can dial down the revs a bit using the cruise control button, but those guys, they can launch with stability on to help manage the power a little bit. So this is all down to me and my skill or lack thereof. So hopefully I'm not going to cock this up. The A45 got a better start then. Can I haul it back? Come on, BMW. Come on. You little beauty. I'm going to take the Audi. That is a photo finish.
So then what exactly happened? Well, the tuned Audi crossed the line just ahead of the BMW, but both completed the standing quarter mile in 12.0 seconds. The Mercedes came last, crossing the line in 12.1 seconds, which is still a very quick time.
Interesting thing about that drag race is that RS3, I think, has really benefited from that gearbox tune. One of the problems with the very later versions of the RS3, the post facelift, was that Audi seemed to like kind of mute it slightly in first gear for the launch. It didn't launch as hard as the pre-facelifted cars, and so the times were never quite as good as they used to be. That though, just boom, it was like back to the good old days. Anyway, next challenge. Now we're going to have a rolling race from 50 miles an hour. The car's just in comfort setting. This one is in efficient mode. Who's going to drive the M2CS in efficient mode ever? But let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. Floor it, come on. Oh, that kicked down brilliantly. Gearbox in this is epic. I thought that RS3 with the gearbox remap would kick down quicker, but this is game over. Does this have a limited top speed? It's doing 160. Doesn't look like the top speed is... Oh, there it is. Right, I was too far ahead to have any idea what happened with you two guys. So, Mercedes, what happened?
My gearbox was better in that situation and I kind of took off first, but Nick was definitely creeping back in the RS3 there. Given enough room, he would definitely have come through.
So the gearbox remap didn't seem to help in kickdown then, no?
No, not at all. It still took a while to kick down. I think it's just when it bangs through the upshift, that's where it really comes good. But I was pulling on the A45 and I think at around 160 mile an hour, that's when this thing came into its own and started to creep ahead.
We're going to do the rolling race again, but this time the car's in their sportier setting and locked in third gear in manual mode. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, the pickup's wicked. But it's not much different at the moment between me and the A45, but no. Yes. It's the same story. This engine is epic. Now they've given the M2 the fully tuned M4 competition engine, it's just improved it so much. The M2 competition with a detuned version of the M4 engine was good. The original M2 with the not proper M engine was good, but it wasn't quick enough. This is the daddy. I love it. It's a lot of money though, isn't it? But there's a lot of performance. So Mercedes, what happened that time?
We were much more evenly matched that time when gearboxes weren't involved, but again, the RS3 started to pull away. This time at probably around 135, 140 miles an hour.
Now then, time for the brake test. We're going to cruise along 70 miles an hour. When we reach the line, we're going to do a full emergency stop. See which car stops in the shortest distance. This has carbon ceramic brakes. They're a £6,000 option. I'm going to put this down because here comes the line. Here we go, line. This is so close, I can't call it. I hate it when I have to get out the blooming car. Bear with me. I've freaking no idea. Okay, I have a result for you. It's so close, but I think the order is this. The Mercedes won, followed by the Audi, and last in the brake test was the BMW, but we are just talking centimetres difference between them. Still, overall, really impressed with this car. Those are two great hot hatches, and probably for covering ground out on an unfamiliar road, you'll be quicker in those, but this thing, on a track, on a road you're used to, and for feel, man, I just love it, right down to the Alcantara steering wheel, which I'm now getting all greasy from my sweaty palms. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to turn your notifications on so you don't miss a single drag race. Also, why not follow us on Instagram? It's at carwow. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
First sight, I never believed. When I saw you for the first time, I changed my mind. Your eyes and your smile are a fantasy. I need